What's up everybody, Kinetic here and welcome back to The Division. So we've got the release of the patch notes today, actually just an hour before today's special report, which confirmed a lot of the things that I found in the leaked info for the patch, and I made a video about that yesterday, but there were some slight differences. What I'm going to do for this video is I'm going to give you a quick and dirty rundown of what is actually happening and has been reported by both the patch notes that were released and the special report today. So we have confirmation on a number of things here. Let's start with the Dark Zone is going to have a new 231 and above gear score bracket. We have, according to the patch notes and the special report today, we have better chest rewards, so looting chests is going to be more worth your time now. And also kind of a little extra note about division tech. Once you reach level 30, you will no longer find green division tech in the Dark Zone. Stash base is being increased from the cap of 40 slots to 70. And we have, with the weapon recalibration station, this is going to require weapon kits, but is also going to require Phoenix credits as well. So it gives us something to do with that overflowing amount of Phoenix credits that we're piling up, right? The interesting thing about the weapon kits that they said on the special report is, yes, they will be found as drops throughout the game, but they think that most of the time players are going to end up crafting them, which is going to be a thing, in order to get their weapon kits. So it kind of sounds like weapon kits are not really going to be that common as drops. It will be kind of similar, I suppose, to the Ramaladin's cube, or Ramallah cube, like I called it in Diablo 3, but at least this weapon kit, unlike the cube from D3, is craftable, and they think that that's how most players will end up getting the tools that they need to recalibrate their weapons on their guns. So that social hub that we heard about for the base of operations that was roughly translated to something like special delivery station isn't called that. It's called the terminal, but it is a legitimate thing. This terminal area is going to house some familiar and new NPCs inside. It will be a place where, like I said, you can meet up with random players. You can also, of course, meet your group buddies and friends on your friends list and stuff like that. And you can also directly fast travel to this location. You don't have to spawn outside of the base of operations anymore, for example, to go to the base of operations. This is connected to the base of operations and is just kind of an extension of that. We also have confirmation on all of the new weapons, including the Showstopper, the G36, the SVD MMR, the PP19 SMG, the X45 pistol. All look actually really badass. They did a demonstration of this in the special report, and I'm really impressed with not just the looks of these guns and their performance, but also the sound. They actually came out with all new sound effects for these guns. They're not just recycled or, copy pasted from other existing guns, which is also, I think, a really nice touch. Some very interesting new news regarding mod slots for gear. They are now fixed, and I don't mean they're fixed because they were broken. All armor gear, right, is now going to have fixed mod slots. So when you find a chest piece, for example, it is going to have 2 mod slots. The mask will have 1, knee pads will have 1, and the backpack will have 1 mod slot. Gloves and holsters will not have mods. On top of that, these will not be replaceable. You cannot recalibrate these mod slots into something else. It's a big relief because I know so many people, including myself, have gone through hell at the recalibration station trying to get more mod slots for the pieces that we want. And in speaking of hell in recalibrating broken gear or gear that we want changed in some way, holsters will now always have 3 attributes. So no more bogus holsters that have like electronics and stamina, or firearms and electronics or something like that. They will always have all 3 attributes. Hallelujah. Hamish and the boys on the special report, livestream, and also the patch notes have now given us a much clearer picture of what exactly is happening with the Sentry's Call and Striker's battle gear. The bonuses are going to essentially stay in their place, but they are reduced values from what they were before. So now the 2-piece Sentry's Call is not going to give you 30% extra headshot damage. It's going to give you 10% headshot damage. And if you want all of the headshot damage like you used to get by just wearing the 2 pieces, then you will have to wear 5 pieces to get the 30% headshot damage instead of just wearing 2 pieces. Also something new and very exciting, I think, for those that are drowning in Division Tech right now, we will now be able to convert 3 high-end Division Tech to create any 1 high-end crafting material. So if your pockets are overflowing with high-end Division Tech and you have a desperate need for more electronics or tools, for example, then you will now be able to convert those, which is fantastic. Here's something that I know is going to be a huge sigh of relief for many players that have heard the horror stories or have been victims themselves. You can no longer kick a group member in a boss fight and up to 1 minute after it has been completed. So you don't have to worry about getting trolled by those douchebags and pick up groups that they think it's so funny to kick out people during the boss fight or just before they get a chance to pick up their loot. That's no longer going to be a problem. This is probably one of the highlights and unsung heroes, whoever finally got this working for this patch. Let's take a look now at those 5 gear sets and their bonuses. For the Alpha Bridge set, 2-piece is going to give you an additional medkit capacity of +2. The 3-piece set bonus is going to give you 100% more health regeneration. And for the 4-piece bonus, so this works considerably different than how this was leaked previously. The way that this does work is that you can, for both of your guns, have all of your talents unlocked without needing to fulfill the stat requirements. But the catch is, both of your weapons have to be of the same type. So your primary and your secondary weapons will both have to be SMGs, for example, or assault rifles, or both of them will have to be shotguns like that. That is how you will be able to unlock the talents on both of the guns without the stat requirements. And they also did point out that, of course, you will not be able to stack talents. So if you have 2 guns that have the same talents, maybe both of them have self-preserved or something like that, you will not have 2 self-preserved talents doing double the work for you. Only one of them will actually be usable. Despite that restriction that both guns need to be of the same type, I do really like the sound of the Alpha Bridge set, and we also have to consider that there's another catch to this set as well. If you are using 2 of the exact same gun for your primary and secondary, then that means you're burning through your ammunition twice as fast, so it's not nearly as OP as some people might claim that it's going to be. Next up we have the blind set, which they mentioned was kind of inspired based on the new underground content. The 2-piece bonus is going to have pulse critical hit damage of +20%, 3-piece bonus 100% blind and deaf resistance, and the 4-piece killing a target creates a flashbang effect at that position. Now this set does sound kind of cool, but the thing that I'm most worried about is that 4-piece bonus. Killing a target creates a flashbang effect. That could mean, like so many other things mean, like for example health on kill, major attribute, that may mean that you have to be the one to deliver the killing blow in order for this effect to actually happen. If you are shooting an NPC, for example, and one of your teammates is also shooting the same NPC, it will only create that flashbang effect possibly if you are the bullet that ends that target's life. So I am pretty concerned about that 4-piece bonus, but I like how they're getting more creative with these 2 and 3-piece set bonuses. Next up we have the Deadeye set, which is most definitely aimed for marksman rifle players. The 2-piece set bonus is going to give +20% marksman rifle crit hit damage. 3-piece is going to be +40% initial bullet stability, and 4-piece is going to have the Deadeye talent. While not scoped, your critical hit chance while using the marksman rifle is increased to 100%. So this is a really interesting trade-off with the Deadeye talent. Of course, we are going to want that extra headshot damage, right? And I would think that if they're smart about this, then they mathematically made it so that way you're going to get the most power by making sure that you're looking down the scope of your marksman rifle. But if you are not, and you're just kind of like in a chaotic moment, you can't be restricted to just looking through your scope, then you will lose that headshot potential bonus damage, but you will have an extra 100% crit hit chance. The Reclaimer set has a 2-piece bonus of 100% support station healing speed. That is pretty insane right there. 3-piece, 50% consumable duration, so all the consumables, for example, your water, your canned food, is going to have an increased duration using that 3-piece bonus. And for the 4-piece talent, the Reclaimer, consumables and special ammo used now apply to the whole group and are not consumed on use. So you have an infinite amount of consumables, not just for yourself, but for your entire group to support your party while they're doing, for example, the new heroic difficulty of incursions and the extreme difficulty also of the underground missions. This is the most interesting support set that we have seen yet, and I'm actually very excited to put together this set and try it out for myself. And finally, the 5th gear set is the Firecrest set. 2-piece bonus, plus 3 incendiary bullet capacity. 3-piece bonus is going to have plus 100% reload speed. That is going to be lightning fast for people that are using, for example, SMGs, right? And very, very quick for even LMGs. The 4-piece talent Firecrest, killing a burning target grants incendiary bullets for 10 seconds. So this is going to be an interesting gameplay mechanic where you're going to want to ensure that your target is on fire, so that way you can have an additional amount of incendiary damage for your next target after that, or targets for the next 10 seconds. And finally, as expected for the special report, we got a preview of what's to come in the new incursion, Dragon's Nest. This is a cleaners themed incursion that is going to feature some really badass stuff, including the 4 horsemen, big badass cleaners with flamethrowers, right? This is also going to have the fire truck that we have heard about that is going to, rather than spit water, of course it's going to spit fire. And also some really cute remote controlled napalm cars. Yeah, this this is a nice little surprise that they had for the special report, showing off these RC cars driving around with napalm bombs attached to them. And the trick with this is that these are being controlled by the engineers that are also spawning in that area. It will be top priority, I think, to then focus on the engineers that are spawning and controlling these RC cars. The sooner you bring them down, then the easier everyone will be able to breathe without lungs full of napalm. The incursion will feature both a hard and a challenge mode from launch, and the heroic mode will be available for the new incursion a week later. For the existing incursions, Falcon's Lost and Clear Sky, they're going to go ahead and unlock the new heroic difficulties for those incursions, and we also have heroic difficulty mode coming to many of the already existing story missions. Expect more deadly enemies in this new heroic mode, but of course, greater rewards if you can complete it. And that's going to wrap up my quick and dirty rundown of the patch 1.3 and underground expansion. I want to know what you guys think now down in the comment section. What do you think of the new incursion? Are you still salty about Sentry and Striker? How do the new gear sets look? I think they're looking pretty sweet myself. Click the like button to support these Division videos here on my channel. I've got more news and in-depth looks at guns, gear sets, and all the new content coming up in this patch, X-Pack, and beyond. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next video. Thanks again for watching. My name is Kinetic, and I'll see you next time.